News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. There's your closing bell for this Thursday on Wall Street, where signs that the economy is holding up lifted stocks just a day after speculation about the fate of Fed Chair Jay Powell rattled markets. And of course, we bring you the closing numbers each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 gained 34 points. NASDAQ gained 154 points. The Dow gained 231 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.46%. The 2-year yield at 3.91%. Netflix reported second quarter results exceeding investor expectations in every major metric. Revenue growing to $11.1 billion, earnings jumping to $7.19 per share. The company raised its forecast for full-year sales and profit margins. Netflix market value now tops $500 billion. Netflix shares are down more than 2% in the post-market. President Trump has been diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency. That means damaged valves struggle to keep blood flowing from his legs back up to his heart. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt on the medical exam.
An echocardiogram was also performed and confirmed normal cardiac structure and function. No signs of heart failure, renal impairment, or systemic illness were identified.
The 79-year-old Trump has ankle swelling related to the disease and bruising on his hand. The House of Representatives has passed stablecoin legislation. Lawmakers are voting on 3 bills intended to boost the legitimacy of the cryptocurrency industry with some new regulations. This stablecoin bill sets initial guardrails and consumer protections for the cryptocurrency, which is tied to a stable asset, usually the U.S. dollar. The other 2 bills address market structure and would prohibit the Federal Reserve from issuing a central bank digital currency. Those 2 bills have not yet passed the Senate. San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly tells Bloomberg TV the economic impact of tariffs may be more muted than previously thought, and she says the Fed cannot wait too long to cut rates.
I wouldn't want to see more weakness in the labor market. I really wouldn't want to see that, which is why you can't wait forever. Thinking that inflation is just around the corner, so we have to wait till we know.
Daly says 2 rate cuts this year is reasonable. Hear more of our interview with San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly on the Bloomberg Talks podcast. Former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh is seen as a top contender to succeed Jay Powell as Fed chair. He says the U.S. is at a transformational moment in economic history thanks to artificial intelligence.
If I were the president, what I'd be worried about is a central bank that doesn't see any of that. A central bank that is stuck with models from 1978, governance from a prior period, and don't recognize we could be at the front end of a productivity boom. And if I were the president, I'd be worried that they might not see it.
In an interview with CNBC, former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh says there is a credibility crisis at the Fed and that President Trump is right to criticize the central bank publicly. The latest read on the consumer shows Americans still shopping. Bloomberg's Michael McKee with the retail sales figures for June.
The retail sales up 0.6 on a headline number. We were expecting only 0.1%, and headline sales had fallen 0.9%. The weakness was supposed to be in cars.
Bloomberg's Mike McKee reports there wasn't as much weakness in auto and gas as expected. Good news for growth in the second quarter. Applications for U.S. unemployment benefits declined for a 5th straight week to the lowest level since mid-April, showing a resilient job market. Continuing claims were little changed at 1.96 million. United Airlines shares are up 3.5% after it said the second half of the year has become more predictable and suggested it may be able to beat its earnings targets after customers return to booking flights after a tumultuous start to the year. CEO Scott Kirby spoke with Bloomberg's Lisa Abramowitz about earnings and tariffs.
The bigger issue for us is the impact it has on the macroeconomy. And my guess is aviation ultimately will wind up excluded. It's the one industry. U.S. exports 6 times more aviation products than we import, so we have a big trade surplus.
You can hear more from United CEO Scott Kirby on the Bloomberg Talks podcast. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. This is Bloomberg.